membership on the United Nations Security Council, Your Excellency. What could you do beyond that? Because we're understanding that the elections will be in June of next year. What will you do beyond that to ensure that Liberia actually grabs a seat? Because it's like everybody yearning for a history tells us that since 1961 we have never been there.
Well, this is launching, but before the launching, a lot of lobbying has been done already. So many letters I've signed to a lot, almost all of those who should be taking part in the voting, and followed by telephone calls and meeting people, like making their commitment, like at a place there, the president of Ghana, and the different presidents were committing, some of them were leaving. So we will continue to work to remind them, but we are very optimistic.
Yes, Your Excellency, this is your first meeting at the UNGA. How Liberians can take this information and resonate back home to our people as your first UNGA message.
Say the first, I didn't hear that.
I mean, this is your first General Assembly. With your speech, Liberians back home, some taking it in a very good faith, some taking the bad faith. What strong message you send?
Well, anybody who is patriotic Liberian should know that this is a very, very successful one. As a matter of fact, you're right, as president of the country, it's my first one, but I'm not very, very new to being here. But I think this is to put Liberia back strongly on the map, to show the people that we are ready for business. We had a lot of side events, speaking on the street tyranny issue, speaking on the future of the young people, speaking on issues of peace, and we have been able to do much, much more to make sure that people know that Liberia is ready for business, that Liberia stand with the world for the betterment of the world. So I will want to say to Liberians, there's every reason for us to be proud of our country and to know that we are now ready for business.
Mr. President, the Security Council is a 15-member state institution. 5 are permanent members and 10 are non-permanent. We are opting for a seat as a non-permanent member. You want to explain the significance of that?
Well, I think we even, especially in Liberia, we have played a very, very important role as the founders of the UN. And the fact that we are there, we can help to serve as mentors and to be able to help to make decisions that are consistent with the UN Charter, and also to show the people, showcase Liberia that we can assume leadership and that we can help to bring about peace in the world. We can be a part of solutions. We've been part of some problems in the past, but that we are ready to be part of solutions. So it's to give Liberia a stand in the world, and that's what I mean.
So lastly from my end, Mr. President, former President Alan Johnson Sirleaf also agreed to this occasion. Liberians back home were so excited to see 2 of the presidents, together one for one country.
Well, sure. This is not the first time that they and I have been together, and we're very proud that she could come all the way to support us. It's a show of real patriotism, and we believe that we can demonstrate to the world even more vividly that our country is an example of a country in which 2 leaders, one former, one president, can stand together to promote their country. It's a very, very good message to the world and a good message to our country too.
Finally from me, Mr. President, on Saturday of last week, you had a town hall meeting with Liberians in Staten Island. As you leave the United States, any message for Liberians here?
I think that was a very impressive meeting. I have been to Staten Island in that very school building. At that time, it was when Aurelia Curtis was principal, and at that time was to the student. But that trip there, and the number of Liberians I saw, and the way they expressed their joy, I think for me it was the beginning of our effort to lay out a foundation for a diaspora contact, because these are Liberians and they represent us here. And so the message was very strong, the attendance was very encouraging. It's the beginning of our engagement of the diaspora, and that's where we will